Girl, you do not know what you are talking about. In fact, you are messing with the rules of grammar and vocabulary. You can't even speak proper English. Have mercy on your subscribers, please. Here, it says, tenses mo mali-mali. Medyo maganda lang siya pakinggan kasi ginagandahan mo sa pag-pronounce. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to address comments about my grammar, tenses, accent, and basically the way I speak. Plus, I will also share what I believe, based on what I have learned, is the best and the proper way to address feedback and also to provide feedback or constructive comments if someone commits grammar mistakes or something like that. For someone like me who talks a lot about improving communication skills in my YouTube channel, you might think that accepting constructive feedback might be difficult or hard or challenging, but really it's not. As what I've said earlier, I have been confident with who I am and my mind is open when it comes to feedback and comments about myself. I accept feedback with open mind and open heart because that's the only way for us to improve. But what I don't like is when people provide feedback without even providing comments constructively, but then they say that it's just a constructive comment and it's just their opinion. And this is exactly the reason that a lot of people or viewers here in our community are scared to go out there, learn how to speak English. That's because some people are really just judgmental. Instead of providing constructive feedback, they personally attack the people. You also have to know that comm skills or communication skills have less to do about perfect grammar and pronunciation or whatever that is. It is a broad topic. It is a broad entity. And if you look at the topmost aspects or components of communication skills, there's nothing in there that says anything about perfect grammar or pronunciation. Let me give you the 5 components. The first one is active listening. Second is conversational communication. Third is nonverbal communication. 4th is stress management, and 5 is emotion control. It does not say anything about having perfect grammar at all. And I should say fluency or conversational English and conversation is more important when you are in the workplace because grammar cannot be learned overnight. We are continuously learning about grammar and pronunciation. Even Native Americans make mistakes when it comes to grammar and pronunciation. I know some of you will say, just don't mind them, or they're just haters, don't give them the time of day, or that if you have negative comments, if you have haters on your comment section, that you're already famous. No, tell you what, I'm not even thinking of being famous or being popular. I just really want to have a platform where I can share what I have to share to the community. So what I am pointing out in this video is that we have all these negativity in the comment section, but we can extract a lesson out of all these negativities in the online world, and that is what we need to think about. We're not focusing on the negative comments, but rather we're focusing on how we can help these people to know how to provide positive feedback and constructive comments the next time around. Let me show you a side-by-side comparison of a constructive feedback and a destructive feedback. But before that, let's define what constructive feedback is. Constructive feedback is supportive feedback given to individuals to help identify solutions to areas of weakness they may have. Therefore, it comes with positive intentions and is used as a supportive communication tool to address specific issues or concerns. This is an example of a constructive feedback. This was a comment added to one of my videos previously. I think it was the irate call video. It's from Only Melodic. She said, "Your content is awesome. I just noticed a recurring error. And she was very specific with the error. She said, I would feel the same if this happened to me, not happens. And then she added a timestamp. I would feel the same if I were in your situation, not if I am in your situation. And then again, there was a timestamp. She continued, it is where, because the statement is contrary to fact. I assure you, your English is way better than mine, and I am still learning. I just noticed and wanted to share. Cheers. So you notice how this person delivered the feedback or the comment, and I liked it so much because she did not personally attack me, or she did not leave any nasty comments, but rather she just pointed out the mistakes and errors that I had in the video. And then I replied to her. I said, thank you for your input. I always mention in my videos about communication that my grammar and pronunciation are not always on point, especially that when speaking, we don't normally notice our grammar anymore, which is true. In fact, I encourage anyone to provide me feedback. I cannot say my English is better than yours or anyone though, but I appreciate your kind words. I'm also still forever learning like you. And then she replied once more. And just I want to show you the thread or the conversation, just so you know how a positive and healthy conversation looks like on YouTube or in the comments section. So she said, true, or too much noticing and self-criticizing, and we suddenly forget what we wanted to convey originally. I am watching one of your videos where you mentioned this, how to overcome fear of speaking in English, top 3 tips. I have that up here. Very sound advices, and thanks for sharing such helpful and inspiring content. Keep it up. And if I am to provide feedback to this comment as well, then I would say that there is no such thing as advices for plural. It should be pieces of advice. So that is how you provide a constructive or a positive comment. Now for the destructive feedback, let's define what that is. Destructive feedback points at faults and is a direct attack on the individual. In destructive feedback, no practical advice or supportive feedback is given. Let me show you an example of a comment that I received in one of my videos. So this is the comment. Girl, you do not know what you are talking about. In fact, you are messing with the rules of grammar and vocabulary. You can't even speak proper English. Have mercy on your subscribers, please. YouTube should be made aware of your channel. You are spreading misinformation. So as you notice, this type of comment just states that I am messing with the rules of grammar and vocabulary, but does not specify what my mistakes are and what parts of grammar and vocabulary was I messing with. This is the perfect example of a destructive comment. So do you see the difference? Do you see which one gives me the right context of what my mistakes were and what I needed to improve on? Obviously, you know which one is constructive and which one is destructive, which is why I made this video. I want you to know that there are proper ways to provide feedback and constructive comments, whether offline or online. But since we are so used to using online platforms to share what we want to share or say what we want to say, then let me just share with you these tips. First, you have to ask what your intention and your purpose is. When you are providing a comment, whether on Facebook, on YouTube, anywhere online, what is your intention? Why are you providing that comment? Are you providing that comment because you genuinely want to help the person improve or learn from his or her mistakes? Or you're providing that comment just because you want to show that you know something and that person does not know anything? Nowadays, it's so easy for people to say, that's just my opinion. You have to respect my opinion. I mean, really? You are taking that's my opinion excuse to another level. Or let's just say you indeed believe that you're providing a good opinion. Did you provide your opinion in a tasteful manner, in such a way that you are providing an opinion on the situation and not the person? And again, go back to the question, what is your intention? So giving you this another example of a comment that I received in one of my videos. Here, it says, tenses mo mali-mali. Medyo maganda lang siya pakinggan kasi ginagandahan mo sa pag-pronounce. To translate it into English, the comment says that my tenses were wrong and that I sounded good at the video because I intentionally made my pronunciation good or sound good. But it did not specify anything about the mistake or anything like that. And to me, this sounded like a third grader telling his or her classmate that ginagandahan mo lang kaya magandang pakinggan, or ginagandahan mo lang yung pronunciation kaya magandang pakinggan. So it does not sound like a sound and constructive comment to me. So naturally, I had to reply that the goal of my videos is not to show my perfect grammar or pronunciation, because it does not exist. Rather, the goal of my video is to educate and to inform and to inspire, to motivate. It does not focus on whether I have a perfect grammar or not. And aside from that, I was not teaching grammar or pronunciation lessons in my video, not even in my 100 plus videos in my YouTube channel. And that is why I don't, because I'm not an expert in grammar and pronunciation. I talk about communication skills in general. So going back to the first tip, what is your intention and what is your purpose? If your intention is really to correct me or to correct someone, then you should have specified your observations. It should have been specific and it should not be a direct attack to the person, which we will talk about in the next item. The next thing that I want to talk about is to focus on your observation and be specific. So when you are providing a comment, it doesn't make sense if you just say that the person is wrong or the person has grammar or tenses mistakes, when you don't even specify what the mistakes are. Again, remember intention and purpose. If your intention is really to correct the person, then why did you not leave a specific observation? You have to provide recommendations and solutions in order for the person to improve and to learn from his or her mistakes right away. To give you an example of a feedback or a comment that is very specific, let me show you this. This is the first example that I provided earlier. The commenter said that she noticed a recurring error and added the exact statements or sentences where I made mistakes plus the timestamps. So you can also do this offline. Of course, there are no timestamps, but you can mention which part or parts were the errors. It's very simple. Another thing that I liked, this one comment that I got from Rafi. I really like this because it's very constructive and it's very specific as well. She said, by the way, words that end with S would usually have the Z sound in the end. Earlier, you said movies with the S. It could have sounded more neutral if you said movies with the ending Z instead. Don't get me wrong, you truly sound neutral overall. So this is constructive and specific because she even mentioned which word and how to make it better next time. So why can't you provide this type of comment whenever you can, if your intention and purpose is really to correct or to make the person better? Another comment is this: careful po kasi sometimes nagiging redundant ka and may mga na-omit ka na word. I don't find this really destructive, but just the way that the comment was provided, again, going back to intention and purpose, I understand why you told me that I have to be careful because I have some redundant words, or I have words that I've omitted from my sentences or my statements, and even now as I'm doing this video, I'm probably still committing the same mistakes. So what I'm saying is that when you are talking spontaneously, sometimes you are not aware of your grammar, your pronunciation, and it's just so hard to go back anymore because you've already said it, especially on video. You can't just like reshoot everything, or let's just say you're in the middle, the mistake is in the middle of a statement. You can't just cut it because it would be awkward and it would totally destroy the message that you're communicating. And that was what I was telling you earlier, that when you are too self-criticizing, it defeats the purpose of providing your message, and it takes you away from what you really want to tell your audience. Sometimes we just have to be more forgiving. And if you find that there are grammar mistakes or there are redundancies or anything like that, then just comment it politely and make sure again to be specific. The last thing that I want to talk about is to focus on the behavior and not on the person or the individual. No personal attacks to the person. A lot of people find this so convenient. They just easily personally attack the person rather than pointing out the behavior or their objective observation. Let me show you another example of one of the comments that was on one of my videos previously. It says, "Your mere presence and the fact that you are talking is misinformation. Seriously, what credentials do you have? Furthermore, your entire video is wrong. All wrong. Sweetheart, I beg you to have mercy on your subscribers. Please make sure before you open your mouth and set up your camera to actually conduct proper research on the subject matter. As a linguist, an educator, and a certified IELTS interviewer, I am insulted with what you have done." So that was the comment to my video, which was obviously not about the video, but generally about the video being entirely wrong. I had to ask this person which parts of the video were wrong so that I would know and everyone will know. I'm very open to feedback. Instead of responding to me with specific recommendations and solutions on how I could improve my video, this was the response that I got. So you know for sure that this was not supposed to be the response for something that's very objective and specific. She could have just provided me the reasons why the entire video was wrong, but instead of doing that, she did not. So this is what I'm saying. You can't just tell a person that his or her mere presence is a problem, that the entire video or entire conversation is a problem, without telling him or her what is wrong. I am handling a writing team now, and when I provide feedback, I don't just tell the person that I don't like your writing or that your writing is average or it's so-so. I provide specific reasons why I find that this article or this write-up is not up to par with our standards. Very specific, and when possible in bullet points, so that the person I'm giving feedback to will know and realize which parts of the article need to be changed. That is how you provide feedback or constructive comments. In that comment, the person was obviously attacking me personally because he or she is saying that my mere presence and the fact that I'm talking is misinformation. So obviously it's not about the video, it's not about the mistakes that I made on the video, it's about me personally. And I don't know what the problem is, but that's how the comment was delivered or provided. And that is something that we need to avoid when we are providing feedback or comments, because why would you do that? It's rude, it's mean, and we can all benefit from more kindness in the world. We don't need these rude and mean comments at all. Now, when you are providing comments, do not talk about assumptions or things that you have just heard from people. Provide comments based on what you yourself have. Okay, what you yourself have noticed and observed, because nowadays fake news is very rampant, and it feels like when one person or one news outlet says something wrong or negative about a person or an entity, the rest of the people are joining the bandwagon just because of that thing that they've heard, even though they haven't really confirmed the news or the statement just yet. So don't be like those people. Be vigilant and be wise yourself. Confirm it first before making a stand. And if you do make a stand, make sure that you say it politely and respectfully. Also, don't be one of those people on Facebook comment section or YouTube comment section that, when you don't have anything good to say anymore, you tend to just attack the person individually by saying something negative or bad about his or her physical appearance, even going all the way to his Facebook profile to find something that you can say negatively about the person. That's just not the way to go. Okay, you have to focus on the situation at hand and not on the person or the individual. Most importantly, always remember that politeness and kindness are free and they go a long way. And if you are one of those people who are scared of being judged because people might nitpick or just pick on your grammar mistakes or pronunciation mistakes, you know what? Don't mind them. Just go ahead and practice speaking English, do what you need to do, and don't think of what other people will tell you. Because really, if I would be always worried about what others would say about me and the way I speak, then I wouldn't have this YouTube channel in the first place. I wouldn't have this entire community, you, in the first place. I hope that this video helped you put things into perspective, and I hope you've learned something about feedback and constructive comments today. Again, thank you so much for watching and for listening. I hope that you'll be able to apply what you've learned. And if you like this content, please go ahead and like, subscribe, share it with people you think can benefit from this video. Take care, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!